Hey everyone, for today's video, I'll be doing a guide of sorts, going over the new Fire Summoner's Road that came out with the Fate crossover. But jumping right into it, starting with Stage 1, the Mountain Dego Magna. The first wave doesn't do anything unique, but for the boss, he has magic resistance, his skill can burn, and his art Crimson Breath has a chance to burn. And then at 30%, he boosts his attack. This is definitely the easiest mission, so try to use as many luck units as you can to fill your lucky gauge, but hold off on using magic units. Maybe some cleanse for the burns, but the burn isn't really too strong, so you'll be fine as long as you just blast your way through. For stage 2, the first 2 waves don't do anything special, so use it to start your team. For the boss, Mountain Antonah, he has Reflect, Art Drain, and Magic Resist, so hold off on magic units as well as other units that drain or reflect. His skill has a chance to paralyze, so be sure to bring either cleanse or status resist items like Viper or Elastomer Suit. The art Neo Su Fortuna boosts his damage, while art's Petra Bolt has a chance to paralyze, and his art's Chuno Subrante boosts his crit rate and has a chance to paralyze. So be sure to go as fast as you can, since the longer he goes on, the more crit and damage he gets. He deals reduced damage when burning, so if you can, try to bring units or equips that burn so you can reduce the damage you're taking. And at his 80 and 30% threshold, he enters his attack Flight. He then enters Storm Mode, which boosts his evasion and only ends when you break. You can either deal with this by bringing a breaker or by bringing a unit that has high accuracy to deal with him when he gains evasion. Units like Dead Master are great for that. Darkfen is good for team-wide accuracy, as well as equips like Pronimos. But be sure to manage your healing and the rest of the stage should be fine. Moving on to stage 3, the first 2 waves don't do anything too special, so use it to start your team. As for the boss, Mountain Garm, he has Reflect, Lifesteal, Art Drain, and Magic Resist, as well as Shield Killer, so try not to bring tanks like Thetis or Gerald. His skill has a chance to burn, his arts lowers your team's burn resist, and his art's Megado Flame cancels damage nullification. So you can try to bring either resist or cleanse items to deal with the burn, but don't make it stay since it hurts after a while. You also need a somewhat okay healer. Garm takes reduced damage from burning units, increased break damage while frozen, increased damage during break, and then at 0% HP, Garm activates his final nuke, Megado Flame. What this means is that you want to bring cleanse to remove the burn, otherwise your units aren't going to do that much damage. And if you want to deal with him quickly, breaking is going to be a great option, so try to bring a unit or equip that freezes so that you can allow yourself to break faster. And once you do break, Garm will take heavily increased damage, so use that opportunity to finish him as fast as possible. But you should watch out for a 0% nuke since it'll do a lot of damage. You can try to use a small shield like Fatoria or Sistina, but be sure to bring defense equips that resist a bit as well, like Iris, Rolly, Frill Bikini, or even Celia's Peria. You just need enough damage resist to survive the nuke. And after that, you've finished stage 3. Let me know if you have any questions about the stage though. For stage 4, the first 2 waves will have 2 separate mobs appearing on both waves. The mob Samuro takes increased damage while frozen. His skill has a chance to burn and his arts has a chance to burn as well. And for the other mob, Grovog, it also takes increased damage while frozen. His skill lowers your team's burn resist and his art lowers your team's burn resistance as well. So both of the mobs on wave 1 and 2 are meant to basically just burn your units. So be sure to bring cleanse or even resist items since the burn does hurt after a while. You primarily want cleanse though as well, since even if you do have burn resist, the mobs lower your burn resist, meaning you'll still be able to get burned even with the equips up. So units like Tolcha and Mizuki are going to be really good with dealing with the burn, as well as equips like Keratos or Holy Knight of Fenrir. On wave 3 you'll come across Fatewarm Dargan. He has Reflect and Fire Resist, as well as cancelling damage nullification from shields and such. So be wary of bringing a fire DPS since they're not going to do great here. His art's Inferno Burst has a chance to burn, and at 70 and 30% HP, he uses Inferno Burst and boosts his attack speed, so be sure to deal with him from there, otherwise you'll be wiped. And be sure to cleanse any burns as well since they can hurt. On the final wave, Mountain Yugetsu, he has Reflect, Lifesteal, Art Drain, and Status Ailment Resistance. He also has Demon Killer, so be sure to not bring any demons or units relying on status ailments. His skill lowers your team's skill CT and inflicts burn. His art Curse Absorption recovers his HP, and Art's Wrath of the Jaw boosts his crit rate. The lowering of skill CT does have a noticeable effect, pretty much stopping your skills from being used, so be sure to deal damage fast, especially considering he recovers HP on his art, and boosts his crit rate during arts. He takes increased damage in break and uses exclusively Wrath of the Jaw below 50%, so be sure to bring a strong breaker like Strength or Duke to break him fast. You could also use Satsuki here, since her freeze helps to deal with the mobs on both waves 1 and 2, as well as the mobs that form randomly on the boss wave. And then just make sure you have a really strong DPS to get damage out fast. From there, just watch out for the threshold nukes and you should be fine. Healers like Haruto work great here since he pretty much guarantees an easy clear. Let me know if you have any questions about it though. But besides that, that's gonna be the end of stage 4. Moving on to stage 5, on wave 1 you'll come across Cremator Dragon Terados. He has Reflect, Lifesteal, Art Drain, and Crit Resistance, and he has Shield and Earth Killer, so be sure to hold off on crit buffers, tanks, and Earth units. Try to use your Earth units before the stage, so units like War God Fan and Haruto are going to want to be used on stage 4. His art Calamity Flame boosts his damage, and his art Gate of the Apocalypse lowers your team's burn resist and inflicts burn. Be sure to watch out for his art stacking too much damage, but your main worry should be the burns. The burns do a ton of damage, so you either want to bring status resist or cleanse, mostly cleanse though since he lowers your burn resist. But have a way to heal from the burns since they do a ton of damage. If you can't deal with the burns often, you can also try to out heal the burns in a sense. And since Haruto doesn't work here, Light Sestina works great as well since her heals are going to pretty much negate the burn. But still be sure to deal with the burn since it seems to continuously add up and hurt more over time. Moving on to wave 2, you'll come across Mountain Ugetsu. He has Reflect, Lifesteal, Art Drain, and Magic Resist, as well as Shield Killer, so you want to watch out using a tank or any magic DPS. As for his arts, Awakening of the Dead, he lowers your team's max HP by 1000 each time, and his arts Chant of Doom boost your team's damage with each use. The arts don't really do too much damage outside of the Thresholds attack, but be sure to speed through, otherwise the lowering HP will add up over time and make your team quite weak. Ugetsu also has increased crit rate against the unit doing the most damage, so be sure to watch out for them. And each break he takes increased damage, as well as lowering your team's skill CT from time to time. But be sure to bring a breaker like Duke or Platina to break so that you can get through the stage much faster. The first Chant of Doom threshold attack at 80% will feint the unit all the way to the right of your team, whereas the 40% will feint the unit all the way to the left. And then nuke. These nukes do quite a bit of damage, especially to the unit that's done the most damage, so be sure to bring a strong defense item to deal with the damage, otherwise your team will be wiped out. And as for the 0% nuke, he also nukes everyone yet again, but considering you don't need everyone to live the full clear, if you have Mako on the stage, you can wait the true art with her and evade the nuke entirely using her iframes. Or if you're playing without her, since no one will be fainted, you can try to out-heal the damage, as well as using your defense equips to resist the damage. But besides that should be the ending of stage 5 for you. Most of the fight should be fine, although slow. Just watch out for the threshold nukes. Be sure to let me know down below if you have any questions about any of the stages, especially since I know some of the stages are a bit harder than they may appear. If you did enjoy the guide, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts or how far you got. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.